Hey everyone, Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker, greatest screenwriter in the history of the world, recovering homeless guy. You can call me A-Rod, you can call me Angelo to the mic, you can call me A-Hole. I'm sick, so I just want to do a little. I'm alright. I hate saying I'm alright. I'm not alright, I'm sick. But in good spirits, in a good mood. I do my bodily relaxation thing, helps, I guess, release adrenaline because it causes goosebumps. Because being sick, it always alters my mind. It makes me feel kind of like catastrophic. Like, oh my goodness, why am I sick? I got to do so much. I gotta slow down, a hole. Um, also include in there for my dossier friend of the workers. A lot of ballot initiatives for workers, like in Missouri, $15 minimum wage. In states that went to the the guy who really doesn't like workers and is hostile to them for president, they passed a bunch of pro worker initiatives. That tells you that Kamala Harris and the Democrats, they they were just working for their corporate backers. They didn't want to upset them too much. At first, Harris, it seemed like she kind of was willing to upset them a little bit, and then I'm sure people got her ear and said, "No, no, 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 don't do that." And I have many thoughts about all that. So people outside of America, hey, don't assume all of Americans are that bad. A lot of people are easily swayed, which is not an excuse because that applies across the board. They're easily swayed into thinking, oh, vote blue, vote a Democrat, things are good. No, that's harm reduction, but it's still harm. So I say Kamala Harris deserved to lose, but Trump by no means deserved to win. Uh, it's just a barbarous, cruel system that has produced candidates like these. And what can I say? Without spinning out, it seems like so many things are at stake: clean environment, clean water, healthcare, workers' rights, tenant protections, immigrant rights, the basic dignity of immigrants. And I see the excuses for demonizing them that people spread. What can I say? It's very easy and popular to hate on people without thinking, how do you know that? And where'd that come from? Why did you think of that? Like, how, not why did you think of that? Why did you seek that out as opposed to any other possible narrative? I got my puka, uh, puka, what's it called? Manuka honey tea, puka manuka. So I tested negative for COVID. Still could be a chance I have it, but thankfully I feel pretty good. I was feeling a little crappy the last few days. By the way, so I just want to say for those one, it's just an update about my life, just talking. And I thought for sure it's like because I was sleeping really well, but still kind of like felt a little crappy in my throat. I was like, oh, the air must be bad or something. And that's all I felt was like a little discomfort in the back of my throat, and maybe a slight discomfort in my head. And then yesterday was getting a little worse to where I wore a mask, and today, and I told my coworker, yeah, I may just do a half day today, and thank goodness. I said, yeah, I'll come in, but I'll do a half day and then I'll leave. And he said, you don't need to come in. He insisted, like, I don't come in if I'm sick. I'm like, okay, thanks. I really kind of would have preferred to, even though I would have been like this. But because I just want to feel useful and active, and that's something that could stress me out. And it's a human thing, and also something you appreciate the people around you, and also sign of our capitalistic system where the workers, I really think they should own the workplace. Yeah, not every worker co-op works great, but the difference between that and the power that executives and CEOs wield over workers, anyways, one worker, one vote, I say. So I at least wanted to go for a easy walk this morning, so I went to the store and got a bunch of teas, soups. Also, since I'm taking the day off, I'm washing my clothes, so I don't have to. I do all these chores Saturday morning. I won a year's supply of these. Actually, someone else won them and they didn't need them, so they gave them to me. A year's supply of these True Earth laundry detergent eco strips, plastic jug free, recyclable packaging, dissolves in the wash. So that's so cool. From where was it? The Parks Project. Did a little park cleanup there of Bionah Creek, the bike trail. So not a park, a creek. And they had a raffle, and someone else won this, but they didn't really need it. They said, yeah, I got plenty of laundry. I used like 2 tablespoons each serving. Laundry, it's delicious. So she gave me this whole hammock full of them. But I encourage. So for one thing, I got to slow down. See, that's another thing. I'm getting myself worked up. I encourage people out there, talk to each other about your pain, about problems in the workplace. You workers have so much power than they realize because there are so many of us. Non-compete, a YouTube channel that I've been watching and really enjoy. He went through an evolution like me. He used to be a far right, or I don't know if he said far right, but he was a libertarian. He owned a business. Well, I mean, I owned a business, but I was just the sole proprietor. I didn't have employees. He did. And he was a big believer in capitalism, and he became disillusioned by that and felt it was all a lie. And now describes himself as a communist. Way to go, man. Let's have good socialism, good communism, whatever. Whenever I try and read what communism is, like on Wikipedia or something, I cannot understand any of it. I said material forces of history. Well, I'm like, yeah, it's all material, isn't it? I don't know. Dialectical. But the idea of worldwide workers and cooperation, upholding the dignity of everyone. I'm weirded out when I see leftist people who are like advocate for something that seems like a great cause, the workers or tenants or whatever, and then I find out, oh, they're actually like really bigoted, like they don't like trans people, or they're essentially against black civil rights. When they say they're against wokeness, that includes trans people, and it cuts across so many lines of different types of people where it's like, okay, well, basically you are against the workers because you don't want black and brown workers, immigrants, trans people, non-binary people, speaking up for their rights as it relates to having good housing, dignity, medical care, living free of abuse. I'm just rambling, but just the idea of affirming our humanity. It's not some obscure, like, ethereal thing that I like wearing my mask because it just creates a humid, like, air for me to breathe, air pocket for me to breathe, even though no one else is here. And maybe it filters out some crap in the air. The pollution here is really bad. Here's out my window. Look what accumulates on my windowsill when I that all that black specks. So talk to your coworkers, talk about what's possible, try and create for healthier, happier streets, urbanize your streets, or I don't know if that's the word for, but make them more people friendly, bike friendly, bus friendly. In LA, we're making steps towards that. With the new administration coming to power, there's still a lot we can do because a lot of these decisions are made at the local level about metro funding and how the streets are designed, whether they're more accommodating for pedestrians, they have bus lanes, separate bike lanes, more pedestrian, did I already say that? Pedestrian accommodations. Dense housing, but also the federal government sets the agenda in a lot of ways, and also a lot of funding comes from them for that stuff. And the car industry does not want more metro. Um, Elmo Musk is trying to get his boring company to build like some kind of like quasi transit tunnel to Ontario Airport here in Southern California. And the bozos who are running, who are in charge, are just so drawn to it, even though trains are more efficient. So his Elmo's boring project is basically just a tunnel with private cars that you can get into, and they go down the tunnel. So more vehicle traffic, and his safety standards are not good on these. They have traffic jams. There are all kinds of like weaknesses and failures in how Elmo's projects are made, as far as like the Tesla vehicles themselves, and also the boring, like the tube that they have in Las Vegas or wherever. No ventilation. It has traffic jams. It's very slow, and also this is extremely like space inefficient and cost inefficient, because, and also it separates us. It's his idea of a billionaire solution for mass transit, which is, I don't want to, he said, like, yeah, I don't want to be on the subway with other public transportation. There could be a serial killer there. It's ironic, given how many people die from car crashes and pollution and the other health problems that cars create, because we can like just go and pick up fast food. Think about it. Fast food and drive-throughs are largely became like grew in popularity with cars. I mean, with the cars, with the rise of not just cars, because car companies didn't do this themselves. The federal government had to build highways out and build streets out, and the car companies had to lobby against transit, but and also just make transit inoperable. The rail cars in Southern California and in other states experienced so many problems in traffic because car traffic was blocking them in the 20s, and probably the 10s, maybe less so, less cars, and then 30s, and it made the highly efficient streetcars become very impractical. So I'm ranting. I'm not good at going off the top of my head and all this, but my writing is going well, really well. Just doing a lot of it. I'll probably do more today. Taking different approaches, different techniques to my writing. What else? Geez, I sound like an open mic stand-up comic. What else? Diet's going well, thank goodness. I'm eating real healthy, so I didn't feel too sick. And I've always been bad at, am I cutting or am I bulking? I got to pick one, because I'll cut for a little bit, then bulk, but like, I'm just like, screw it, I'm sick. So I'll bulk right now, which is like force feeding myself, eating when I'm not hungry necessarily, to add more protein and bulk up. It's helping, like getting there, like building some size pretty quickly. And just be dedicated to that. The problem is I get sick of it either way. I get sick of cutting and I get sick of bulking, and then I really want to go the opposite way. But I'll try at least, I don't know, maybe through the end of the month and try a good cut after that. But the writing's going really well. Been reading books kind of slowly. I've been so busy with writing and events here with the Culver City City Council race. Progressives won a majority, thank goodness, so they should be able to get some good stuff done. Pay the bus drivers more. We should get that done. And hire more. I'm out of breath. But I read, let's see, what book did I last read? I forget. I read something. Oh, it was, I didn't really care for it. James Ellroy's Brown's Requiem. I don't know. I've yet to read an LA detective novel I really liked. Granted, I've only read like 2.5. But before that, Frederick Forsyth, I read The Afghan, which was, I'd say it's really good. For a Forsyth book, it's a little bit of a lesser one. Also, I can't help but notice the sort of Anglo-centric worldview of, you know, the white Americans and Brits against Arabs and Muslims, which, to be fair, the book is good about, like, the characters are like knowledgeable about Islam and respectful of it, and they say like, no, this, what we're fighting is like not just an extremist sect, it's an extremist sect of an extremist sect of perhaps another less, like, more and more extremists, from Wahhabism in Saudi Arabia to this much more extreme group that even the Saudi Arabians kind of are scared of and regret spawning, and how the characters like were in the Muslim world and respect it, and so it like does that. But you know, just I just add that for context. But it's a good book. But Day of the Jackal and The Devil's Alternative, I think, are better. They do what he does, these international thrillers, better than that book. If I hadn't read those, or if books of that incredible quality did not exist, I'd say, oh, The Afghan's amazing. It is kind of amazing. It's excellent. Just doesn't quite hit what those books do. But still, I love it. I love these international thrillers. I got like 15 more Frederick Forsyth books to read. Now I'm going through a John le Carré spy thriller. I won't say which. So I'm kind of worn out. Gonna keep doing my laundry and take it easy. Relax, Angelo. Relax, a-hole. So, also, I've been using my massage gun coming home at night, and it really helps to feel more embodied, to feel relaxed, less catastrophic thinking, more just my normal self, curious, joyous, being able to enjoy my life. I'm gonna go. I'm kind of worn out talking a lot, but I'm going on an all-out blitz to deal with this. Also, I take multivitamins every day anyways, including zinc. So, like I said, tested negative for COVID. There's a chance I have it, but I don't think so. I just don't feel, you can't know, but that's just my guess. So probably like a light flu. But be safe, everyone. You know, mask up. I always do. I don't everywhere, but I always do. So I was about to say, on public transportation, at grocery stores, and while sick. I wish we had more of that. And let's encourage our cities and states, no matter how you get around, whether you drive, whether you take public transportation, walk, whatever the case, to make your city more livable and to reduce traffic, ask them to pay the bus drivers and metro operators more. Not every city in America has metro. A lot don't. Even buses, they're very infrequent, many of them. But encourage that. Why? The more viable buses and metro systems are, because the trains and buses run very often, the more people can get out of their cars and take them. They can carry way more passengers than cars can. You might get one person in a car during rush hour traffic. So 200 cars, imagine that going down the street, or one metro, or 4 metro cars, but one metro train carrying 200 people. And that's the small ones, the E line, or like the A line here, or the C line, or the K line. The bigger ones, the heavy rail subway, they can carry hundreds and hundreds. So advocate for that, whether you like them or not. We need it for the environment. I can't believe how, like, I see like deaths every day on the road here on the news in LA and Southern California. It's horrible. These people didn't want to die. They shouldn't have to die. That's a horrible violence and an indignity to them to die driving. So let's create a healthier, happier, more joyous city wherever you are. And let me know what you think. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.